Good evening to all viewers. This is Amara, focus on Liberia, West Africa correspondent. Here is a special news update on the leader of the Council of Patriots in Liberia, Henry Costa. Now the news headline. I will be killed if Sierra Leone returns me to Liberia, says Council of Patriots chairperson Henry Costa. In his words on Sunday, I quote, "On Sunday, I received some help from some very top-level security officer in Liberia. They came to me and said, 'Leave the country. There's a plan to assassinate you. We know you can be stubborn, but please do not be stubborn about this. We know about this plan and we do not want to sit here and allow it to happen.' They facilitated my escape from the country. That is what happened. That is how I came to Sierra Leone. There is elements which have been hired, people close to the president, to assassinate me." Unquote. Mr. Henry Costa, leader of the Council of Patriots, which has been behind a couple of protests against governance lapses in the administration of President George Weah, says he fears he will be killed if government in Sierra Leone honors a request from the Liberian government to have him return on Wednesday morning. Liberian government sources confirmed to PFA that Mr. Costa will be returned to Liberia by way of airlines on Wednesday morning from Freetown. Mr. Costa had reportedly traveled to Liberia's next neighbor in hopes of connecting on a flight to the United States of America. In an interview airing on the VOA's Daybreak Africa on Wednesday, Mr. Costa said he has committed no crime in Liberia for which he should be sent back. "I will be killed if I were to return to Liberia. I will be killed, so the Sierra Leone authorities will have to know that. I will make it clear to them when I speak with them in the morning," Mr. Costa stated. Mr. Costa, who says he is being held at the local police station at the Lungi International Airport in Freetown, Sierra Leone, praised the professional handling of his case by the Sierra Leonean police. Mr. Costa was initially scheduled to leave Liberia on Friday, January 10, but claimed he was prevented by immigration officers whom he said had received instruction not to allow him to leave the country. Mr. Costa said he had previously received information that the Liberia Immigration Service, LIS, had been instructed to seize his passport. Therefore, he refused to hand over his passport to them at the rear on Friday. The Liberia Immigration Service released a statement on Friday clarifying that the immigration officers never stopped Mr. Costa from traveling. Rather, Costa voluntarily delisted himself after checking in with SN Brussels and asked for his luggage to be declined. The Liberia Immigration Service says, while it has received report that Mr. Costa entered the Liberia using forged travel documents, it did not arrest, stop, nor accost him at the airport as he did not present himself to immigration officer. The Liberia Immigration Service released a statement. On Sunday, Mr. Costa told the front page that he was invited by the Liberia Immigration Service to make a statement and was held at the Liberia Immigration Service headquarters in Monrovia from 10 a.m. to 2:15 p.m. before any attention was paid to him. He explained that he was informed that although the laissez-passer he presented upon arrival was authentic, the signature and stamp on it were forged. Therefore, his assistance was needed for the investigation as to who issued the booklet. They asked me to make a statement and then my lawyer, Flende Kanga, to sign for me. What does that mean? I have made arrangement to travel tomorrow, but they said I cannot leave until the Minister of Justice received the report, the COPE leader told Front Page Africa. Mr. Costa vowed in a new conference on Sunday that he and his COPE were considering planning new rounds of protests against Weah government decision to sell 9 oil blocks, explained to VOA's James Botti on Wednesday how and why he left Monrovia and ended up in Freetown. Mr. Costa said, I had attempted to board my flight to Istanbul, Turkey, and then to the US. The immigration folks got alerted when I tried to check in, and they called me up and very nicely they spoke to me. They have been very nice, professional people. They raised some issue that there was information sent by the Liberian government or some source that I needed not to be allowed to board the flight. The immigration officers brought some police officers who accompanied me to the police station. They have been very nice to me. I have been held under protective custody. It has not been a sin I have been arrested, but of course my rights to move freely are curtailed. But I am not arrested, but I am held under protective custody at the police station in Lunge Airport. Mr. Costa explained that his main reason for leaving was because of an assassination threat. On Sunday, I received some help from some very top-level security officers in Liberia, he told the Sierra Leonean police. They came to me and said, leave the country. There is a plan to assassinate you. We know you can be stubborn, but please do not be stubborn about this. We know about this plan. We do not want to sit here and allow it to happen. He emphasized to the Liberian police, to the Sierra Leonean police, they facilitated my escape from the country. That is what happened, and that is how I came to Sierra Leone. There is elements which have been hired, some close to the president, to assassinate me. He concluded to report to the Sierra Leonean police officer. Mr. Costa said 2 days before the protest we are supposed to be held on the 30th of December, he received a call, and when he went to a meeting with folks from important diplomatic mission near Monrovia, he was reliably informed of a plan to assassinate him and some of his colleagues, he maintained. So I have been aware of that plan, and I have been protecting myself. There is no case in the court against me. I have not been charged with anything, but as I said, the Sierra Leonean authorities have been very reasonable, very pleasant, and I hope that when I meet their bosses tomorrow, we would be able to square this thing out. There has been no incident, no indictment, no prosecution, nothing. I have not committed a crime. So that is why I made the move. I was warned to leave the country. My escape was facilitated by senior government security officers. I will not give their names for security reasons, he maintained. The COP-led Costa Council has so far organized 2 protests against the WIA administration. The first being on June 7, 2019, and the most recent on January 6, 2020. Originally planned for December 30th, the January 6 protest ended up abruptly after officers of the Liberian National Police used tear gas to disperse protesters who authorities says they began lighting a local coal pot to cook meals in the seat of the national legislature, the judiciary branch, and the Liberian presidency. On that backdrop, a lot of news have been circulating actually on the Sierra Leonean social media about the possible arrest and detention of the coup leader Henry Costa. However, most of the journalists in Sierra Leone have made several attempts to get direct information from the information minister in Sierra Leone. So far, no public officer in Sierra Leone have given an official statement on the WIA about arrest and possible detention of Mr. Costa. And there has been no public statement about whether Mr. Costa will be deported to Liberia to face any criminal charge. And the Sierra Leonean government has also maintained that they have not received any official report from Liberia demanding for he and the Costa to be handed over to any of their security personnel. As to whether Mr. Costa will be given up to Liberia, it has not been ascertained. And similarly, we are also a little bit baffled. Since Sierra Leone has an embassy here, we don't know why Mr. Costa never went directly to the Liberian embassy for protection. There's a high possibility that before his arrival in Sierra Leone here, Information to the embassy we are being communicated that in case he arrived there, he should be arrested and perhaps possibly sent back to Liberia without the Sierra Leonean government consent. Reporting for Focus on Liberia, this is Edward Amara in Kenema City, Freetown, Sierra Leone.
We are Liberia. Liberia is our home. Liberia people. Israel, USA, all we want. Liberia, Israel, USA, all we want. Liberia, Liberia.